Hello and welcome to Python GUI with PySimpleGUI. GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. In simple terms, this is what you see on the screen when you open Microsoft Excel or Word or PyChart. Python is scripting language, so it's normally executed from the command line. And to interact with Python script, you use command line. Well, this is gonna change today. Python have multiple libraries for constructing GUI. We will use a new library called PySimpleGUI. Although it's new, it will allow us to create professional look GUI in a matter of minutes and with much lesser code than the other libraries. The code on the screen will create a window containing a text label and an input and an OK button. It will create this window and then it will wait for an event to happen. We will use the read method that will return an event and a value. An event is, for example, clicking the OK button or clicking the exit button. And the value is, for example, the value inside the input button. But how is this layout constructed? Simple. The window that will appear is shown on the screen, and the layout is a list of lists. So, a list constructs a row in the window. So, the text label appears first, then the input, then the button. Simple, right? With those 5 lines of code, we constructed a fully functional GUI. There are 2 main types of windows that we can use: a one-shot window and a persistent window. The one-shot window is used to read one-time value from the user. For example, the login should read one time from the user to allow him to log into the system, or for example, entering a file name to be opened. The persistent window, on the other hand, will be displayed until the program ends, which means that it is inside a loop that periodically reads the window to get its events and value with the read method, and the reading happens inside the loop. You may have noticed the timeout parameter in here. Sometimes when the application is doing something that takes time, the window may not respond to other action and may even seems to hang. Surely you have seen this in Windows, Linux, and macOS. When the program is busy executing something and you click on the application, it hangs. Well, to resolve this, we use timeout. So the GUI is non-blocking and the timeout is in milliseconds. You may have found some PySimpleGUI programs that set the timeout value to 0. This is very dangerous. Your program will consume 100% of the CPU. It's recommended you do not use timeout less than 10 milliseconds. The update method will allow you to update the value of an element. To create a menu, you specify the menu in much the same way as the window layout. For example, the file menu contains a list of the file options, the edit menu contains a list of the edit options, etc. Okay, so let's fire up PyCharm to begin exploring PySimpleGUI. When you try to run PySimpleGUI on Linux, you may receive an error message because tki-enter is not installed. And this is a module required by PySimpleGUI. In order to show you, I have created a project and let's install PySimpleGUI and check how it will work. First, let's install PySimpleGUI. GUI. Then let's create an example. I'll import PySimpleGUI as SG. Then let's use sg.popup and let's execute the script, and it displayed an error message saying no module named TicketEnter. To install TicketEnter in Linux, we will use sudo apt install python 3 tk, and this will install TicketEnter. And now let's rerun our script, and it's working.